Hey guys, Touchline Podcast back and bringing you guys a video I probably wasn't expecting to make. As you all know that there's rumors, leaks coming out of the Bulldogs dressing room, players unsettled with Ciraldo, with the coaching staff and the way they're training and just the philosophy he's really put into the club. Yeah, there's been a big breakout, and as a Doggies fan, it's very hard to see. You can see the results haven't been going our way this season. Too many smashings. And you look at the likes of Tigers and Dragons really putting a fight into their matches. Yes, they're down the ladder. Yes, they're struggling. But for some reason, they shouldn't be there, if you know what I mean, because they're putting that fight. They're showing that spirit. But on the other hand, with the likes of the players the Bulldogs have, with Burden, Reed Marnie, Kikau, you name it, we have a rostered squad, and before the start of the season we were all expecting us to just improve. You know, some of us predicting us to just make the 8, some of us below the 8, maybe 9th or 10th, and we really thought this was going to be our breakout season, but everything's gone to shambles. And in regards to what's happening now, Braden Burns apparently has walked out of the club, but he's put an Instagram story saying that with all he knows, there's 1 week remaining on his contract. He's still at the Dogs. But personally, for me, I feel he's just doing out of the goodness of his heart, just to not put that pressure and that exposure to the club. He knows that he's out of the club, but I just think he's just trying to, as I said, remove that pressure off the club and just try and keep it behind the doors as much as possible. But yeah, I think he's had a problem with the coach. Rumors Jackson Topine also is unsettled and he's left the club. And I called him before. I said, this guy is on the bench too many times. We've had coaches left, right, and center, and he's still not getting his go. And now people are questioning maybe his attitude problem. And look, if that's the case, yeah, fair enough. You know, if you have the wrong attitude, the coach is not going to like you. He's not going to select you. But this player is, he defines what a Bulldogs player is. The passion he plays, the love he has for the club is second to none. And I've always said, I felt if he got that consistent run and he kept on playing, I personally believe that he could be a Bulldogs captain in the future. But yeah, there's rumors saying that he's out. And now in regards to Ciraldo, like us Bulldogs fans, there's been a lot of pressure on him. Look, we gave him that time, and eventually at the end of the season, it's gone to a point where it's gone out of hands. You know, we're getting smashed every week, and it's just getting worse as it goes. And you can see there's no style in our defense. There's no style in our attack. And you really have the right to question if he's really the man for the job. Now, look, the players 100% have to take accountability for how the season's evolved, especially within the past few weeks. A lot of them are lazy. There was a picture that came out about Reed Marnie, Kikau, Thompson, a few players. Burden's made a kick. They're not even running. So it just shows they're not showing that passion, the fight that this club deserves. You look at the greats that have played, William Mason, O'Mealy, even Sonny Bill, all these players, every time they were on that field, they put their heart on the line, they put their body on the line. But for some reason, these players aren't just showing up. Reed Marnie, look, he's been fantastic at the start of the season, but I've noticed he's had a big drop-off, a massive drop-off, and it's really affecting the club. We've brought all this good talent, and for some reason they're just not clicking. I don't want to hear about all this chemistry or get these combinations, because look at Warriors have just took another gear. Webster, a new coach, and they're just playing phenomenal. There's that togetherness, there's that family club, and Bulldogs aren't a family club anymore. Right now, we're struggling. The fans are all against each other. Everyone's saying Ciraldo's the man. Ciraldo's not the man. This player needs to go. That player needs to go. And right now, there's just a division within the fan base, and that's what's really affecting this club. Before, we were united, everyone together, everyone celebrating because we've got that winning mentality, because the club's just was great. And for some reason, we've just lost that. We've lost our Bulldogs, and it's just so sad to see. And a lot of people saying that us, the touchline boys, that, oh, we're the ones putting the pressure on the club. We're the one that's adding onto this toxicity. We're the ones that love the club. We're the ones that go and support the club week in, week out, showing our love, no matter if we're getting smashed or 66-0 against Knights, and we stay right at the end because we love this club. We love it so much, and we want it to succeed. We've seen the greats, and we've seen how successful we've been and how successful we can be. But for some reason, it's just not working. And I don't know what's the problem. I don't know if it's the players, if it's the coach, because it's really got to a point where you got to start questioning yourself. Are the Bulldogs finished? Like, is this club just going to be this club that's going to be struggling for years to come? Because when Des Hazard left, we said, okay, it's going to be a rebuild. But it's now been a 9-year rebuild, and we've hit the lowest of lows when we should be now at least fighting for 10th or the 9th spot or the 8th. So it's gone to shambles. And I look at, for example, I'm going to bring in a soccer analogy to this. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, former Man United manager, a lot of players weren't playing for the badge. They lacked down on their tools and they weren't playing at all. And he put a quote out saying that a lot of these players will not be here, and I know that I will be successful. Now, in regards to Ciraldo's situation, this could apply to him too. You know, he probably knows that he's going to be the long-term manager. He probably knows that he's going to be successful, and a lot of these players won't be a part of that success. But then eventually that Man United manager got sacked. So I'm still questioning Ciraldo's ability to coach. His inexperience, of course. This is his first year coaching a Bulldogs, a first grade squad. And yeah, look, I love his philosophy. Look, I was questioning the fear he's installed into the players, the strictness he has. But with all the news coming out, it's like he's very strict. He wants to stay training hard for long hours, and he's put that philosophy in that he's the coach and he's the one that's going to take control. And now the players haven't bought into that, of course. So look, mixed emotions about Ciraldo. I have the respect now that he's putting his authority, that he's the coach, and a lot of these players aren't going to be part of that team, the team he wants to build. And look, I've said it before, I'm going to give him next year, give him the time, because look, it's not fair to now get him out 1 year. But then again, the players, if they don't want to play for him, you're not going to get rid of the whole squad. Eventually, the coach, no matter if it's rugby league, no matter if it's football, he's the one that's going to take the blame. He's the one that's going to take the axe. And the boys need to figure it out. We've got the preseason coming up, a break. Everyone needs to just take that break, take in the season and how it's unfolded, and really come back strong. Because look, quick fixes can happen. If they can sort out the behind the scenes problem, sort out these coaching problems, and just have a new start, have a fresh start, and hopefully next season we can just build on. We got the likes of Stephen Crichton, Bonson Cherry, Blake Taff. We've got some good players coming in, good additions. And yes, I know we've said this before. We brought some good additions this year and even last year, and we're still struggling. So there's no high hopes heading into next season. But you look at Warriors, look at that quick change. They're in the top 4 now, ready to play the finals. The Cowboys, they were 15th 2 seasons ago. Last season, preliminary final. So it can change quickly, but the boys really need to step up, and they really need to put it together. If you want to play for this club, put your mind into it, no matter if you're training 8 to 5:30, because if you look at the normal hours people work, they're working for those long hours. So you should be privileged that you're doing something that you love, something that every kid dreams to do. Every Bulldogs fan wants to do. They want to play for that badge. They want to bleed for that club because they love it. And a lot of these players do not know what it means to be a Bulldogs, and they really need to take a deep look at themselves, because they're really costing the club, and they're sort of giving that bad image as well to Ciraldo. So look, as I said, I'm on the player side, I'm on the coach's side. After all this, especially as I said, giving that Ciraldo that pressure, I'm gonna go easy on him, because now the players don't look like they're buying into him. They're not playing for him. So look, it could go either way. Honestly, it's tough. As I said, as a Doggies fan, it's tough to see him, but yeah, they need a change. They need a quick fix and get back stronger next season, because as we said, 2024 is our year. You look at the pattern, it's going to happen. So they need to really put it in together, play hard, play for the fans, play for the club, because eventually once you do that, once you implement that philosophy and everyone buys into that, everything will start to go to plan. Everything will start to be successful. But it's about getting those players to play for the badge. And until they do, then we'll start to see the Bulldogs getting back. But yeah, it's, as I said, it's tough, and hopefully, man, they solve this issue. Hopefully Ciraldo can get those players he wants and get rid of those players he doesn't want. Because as I said, there's a lot of players, man, there that aren't putting their heart in, aren't playing for the badge, and it's really costing us. So yeah, man, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully the Bulldogs will be back on top. So yeah, take care.